So I was just going to rant about some stuff. You may have seen some of my first forecasts. I used this Radiant Wise deck, and I liked the art. Dang, look how thick that is. I liked the art because this was a lot like the that RWS deck that I would like from Lo Scarabeo. And I don't think they make that anymore. But anyway, I liked the coloring. Well, anyway, when I got this, you know, the box is nice. I like the presentation, you know, the little book. But then I took the cards out, and it's just that, you know, I'm no, like, card stockologist or anything, but this doesn't feel good to me. Like, it doesn't, it's like overgloss, and it feels like if you bent this a lot, like it would crease, it would give, or like buckle, and it would not return to its, you know, shape. And I'm just like irritated. Like, I know these companies, I know their first priority is to make as much profit as possible. And okay, so I get that, but I mean, I think you can still make profit. I mean, I know I'm probably being naive, you know, or whatever, but I hate it. I always look at the Hanged Man and I think it's upside down, and it's not. Okay. Anyway, like, can't you still make profit, and it's just not as much profit, and still have a little bit of, like, I don't know, like, care about your product, like the quality? Because I mean, it's not. This is nice. I mean, I know it's. I mean, a lot of effort goes into this. I know it must. But what bothers me is it's like you're making a tarot deck of cards. It's like cards. That is the product, and you would think, okay, well, make the card, like the material, a nice card. Like, I really admire, like, there's so many, like, really talented card readers on YouTube, and why are these, like, so turned around? Anyway, they're just like pros to me. You know, they are pros. They're tarot pros, and they use the cards. And just like, if you're going to make a tarot deck of cards, make it for a pro. Make it for someone that's going to use them a lot, and give a dang about your cardstock quality. So what? Or maybe this is nice cardstock. I don't know. I'm just Joe Schmo. I just, for me, like, these don't feel good. Now, this is U.S. Games, okay, and this is, I believe, this is still in print. And these, like, and I'm showing these because I'm assuming these are still, like, fairly recent, because I know these are in Italy, and because I know the older U.S. game stuff is in Belgium, and those feel nice. Well, and I'm thinking, well, okay, these are in Italy, and I guess these are recent. So I don't know if this has to do with the Connollys, if they have anything to do with who the cardstock. But like these feel nice to me. Like this has a nice feel to it. They're, or maybe, yeah, these feel like like nice cards to me. So, like Lo Scarabeo or Lo Llewellyn, why don't you call U.S. Games or buy one of their decks or something, and do some, get your cardstock gauge machine and detect what cardstock that is. Well, okay, well anyway, besides that, what bothers me is I started reading this, and there's a typo in it, like within the first few pages. And so typos really bother me. So I didn't, it's not, I didn't keep reading, that's on me. But it's just kind of off-putting when you have a typo, and then the other day my power went out, and I thought, oh well, I'll start looking at this thing, because this is the guy in this deck with the green plant face kind of like stays in my head. I'm always wondering what that thing was. So it's the same, that same like real slick heavy laminate. Actually, this feels a little thinner, which is yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting, but I have a feeling, I feel like thickness is not really an indicator of the quality of a cardstock, but anyway, so I start reading this thing, and I start seeing all these typos in this thing. And then the other thing that bothers me is this odd, they just switched, I don't know if you can see this, but they switched to this like weird, like here, they switched to this weird like small script font, and it's less legible, and it doesn't you'd think it would be like a different something different about what they're talking about, but no, it's like, oh, you know what, let's just change the font right now. And so there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to why they would change the font. Anyway, I thought that it kind of looked like they even within these paragraphs, it looks like sometimes the font looks smaller on certain lines, which is weird too. But it's not very legible. Like, what's wrong with this? There's nothing wrong with this. And then the typos. Like, one of them was the word, it's like they typed you instead of your. It's one of those things where they wanted to use the word your, but they just left off the letters and typed you, Y-O-U. Anyway, it's just stuff like that. So Llewellyn or Lo Scarabeo, whoever you are, you can hire me as a proofreader, because whoever whoever is proofreading for you they're not cutting it. Okay, so you could have me do it, and then talk to your cardstock people and get them to call the Connollys or someone at US Games and say, hey, can you give us a few pointers? Because I can't, if I see a deck that looks cool and then I find out it's a Llewellyn or Lo Scarabeo, I just automatically think, oh, yeah, I know what to expect now, like what to feel, as far as it's just, and well, the other thing is this stinks. This smells. It has this horrible smell. Like, I don't, that's bad too. I don't want to smell that. That stinks. Hang on. And then there's this deck. This is by Astrid Amadori. I'm assuming, I don't understand all this stuff, but I'm assuming she did it on her own. But I really like this. This cardstock feels really nice. And it's got a nice satiny feel, and it feels, I don't know what it is. I've heard of cores and cardstock and stuff, but I really like the backs on these, by the way. But there's just this, it feels just stronger to me, like it would spring back or something. And look, I mean, it's not even, look how, it's that much thinner, but it feels like a better quality of cardstock. And then you have this thing. So this is like what it is. This cardstock is not, it doesn't feel that great, but this thing is like under $20, but they executed it like really well, and like I'm fine with this little book. I mean, and what I've read in this, I don't see any typos. So, I just, what I'm saying is, like, if you're gonna go all out and make, this looks really nice, do it the right way. Like, don't make these obvious corners you cut with the lame cardstock and not very good proofreaders. So, like, I don't have to have this book. You don't have to make this colorful book. Like, I'm happy with a book like this as long as it's executed well and use some, like, and again, like, this is under $20, and I'm fine with spending that because it's executed well. I don't mind. I mean, for the cost. So what I'm saying is, like, if this was a little more, like, you can back off on certain things on this, just use a better quality of card, because that's what I want. That's what I'm getting. That's what I want when I buy this. I'm buying a deck of tarot cards. I'm not, I don't want this, like, I mean, I'm sure everyone gets it for different things, but I'm buying a nice deck of cards. This book, it doesn't have to be this a huge book. I'm only using this as a reference for the deck. Like, the deck is what I'm using over and over again. So use a better cardstock and get some proofreaders. You can, I don't know, you could save some money on just making a little book like this. All right, anyway, I'm getting like way off, and I'm just kind of rambling here, if you've probably noticed that. So there's my thought. Lo Scarabeo and or Llewellyn, I'll work for you if you want me to be a proofreader. Not that I'd be any good, I have no experience, but I'm catching some things that somebody missed over there. So what's the deal? All right. There you go. Thanks for watching.